I think we sometimes, because also too, this flip side of technology and social media is it makes us think that we have that connection, but because it's not the same like deepness, it still leaves sometimes this like emptiness feeling in us. I remember I have a friend who lives in New York, and she said, and this was years ago, and she said, I don't need anybody for me. I can order food to my door, I can order laundry service, I can watch like TV, I can text all these people, I can work from home. Living in a big city, I actually don't need people, and New York feels really lonely. Versus at the time I was living like back home, and it's more suburb styles, and like you sometimes it's really hard to get like food delivered to you at any hour, so you rely on other people, like you rely on your mom to like bring over food for you, or you rely on more like community gatherings for, let's say, entertainment. So I think depending on how much we use it, like the convenience of things and the quickness of things and the quick validation of things sometimes can also leave us feeling really empty. And we sometimes have to be aware of that. Yeah, especially for people who are trying to date. Like right now it's really hard because in the pandemic right now, or in the way that we've been really isolated and we've been reliant on like technology for things, we are also craving connection. And sometimes what's happening is like the need for connection is sometimes overriding some of the other things we look at. Like on one hand, I had someone who wanted connection and physical touch and physical connection so bad, they just like forgot everything else that they wanted. And they like entered into a relationship because they needed that like physical touch like so bad. And so that's been interesting to navigate. Like we're forgetting of all our other needs because we just need like human touch so bad. So that to me is kind of fascinating what's happening there. And then on the other hand, people who have been single during the pandemic and want a relationship really bad, I also think they want it really quickly. And like technology has set us up to believe that things can come to us really quickly. Like I can order sushi at midnight and it can come in 10 minutes. Why can't I find like a husband with a job and like a car in like a month? It's like really messed up the wiring in our brain. Sharing on social media is a public space, but you're not getting the container of support that you need. You're kind of putting it out there. Sometimes maybe it's for validation, but I also think it's fueling this like weird part of our society. Like if I'm putting myself and my most vulnerable parts out there, but it's also to gain maybe like likes or respect, and I think that can get really messy, and then that's not actually the support that we need. We need to like put ourselves out there and be vulnerable within like a container of support, that like you're not just opening yourself up and just leaving yourself open. I think what therapy does is like we open yourself up safely, and then we give you the tools and the resources to then like make a choice of how you want to move forward. And I think what it is sometimes with social media is it sometimes gives us a false sense of real support, because it provides us the platform to be like, I'm not alone in this, but also at the same token, it's putting yourself out there for people who might not necessarily be able to support you in the way that you need, but you don't know that. I think like safe space is so interesting because it is defined by the person. So I think like the person gets to define what is safe for them. So it's going to vary person to person. I think when you're trying to uncover what safety or supportive community care looks like for you, I think a lot of it is about where do you feel your most like open self, comfortable self, like when your breath can be regulated, when your body can soften into the space, when you can have vulnerable or raw shares, and you don't go immediately back into fear of like judgment, like when you can show your full self, when you can take the mask off of like who you're pretending to be, and when you take the mask off and someone's like, yeah, hi, I see you and I want to be there for you.